Oh, what up, y'all? I'm back for another video. This one might be a quick one because I just want to talk about my new favorite lens that I've been using for the last, since July of last year, I want to say, for the last, so that's about 6-7 months. It's the new Voigtlander 50mm 1.0 ASPH for the Leica M mount. This lens does not leave my camera unless I'm doing headshots. Because I live in the 50mm, I live at 50, so I'm Mr. 50mm. It's hard for me to adapt to any other focal lengths. Sometimes I do 35 if I'm trying to do some environmental stuff. But for 50, I've been through all of them. I've used my first M mount 50mm that I got was the Zeiss Sonar 51.5. I tried the Leica Sumilux 1.4. I got that actually twice. I've gone through two Sumiluxes. Voigtlander had a 51.2 Nocton that was really good, and I also tried the 51.5 Voigtlander lens. That was really good too. And now I'm using this bad boy, and I gotta tell you guys, man, it's pricey for a Voigtlander lens, but it's also an f1.0 lens. So you have the low light capabilities of a 1.0. And it's sharp as, ooh, it's so sharp. It's the sharpest thing, man. Even wide open at f1, if you can nail focus, it's super, super sharp. And the image quality is just phenomenal. I haven't taken that thing off my Leica. It just sits on my M11. It's the best lens I put on my M11, hands down. When you talk about the price, and talk about the aperture, talk about the look you can get from that lens, it's phenomenal. The good thing about the M11 is it has an electronic shutter, so you can literally shoot 1/16,000th of a second in bright daylight and use the electronic shutter. As long as you're not moving too much or the model's not moving, you could get beautiful shallow depth of field photos in any conditions. And this lens it blows everything out the water. It's been phenomenal. I've used it for everything. Just walking around, taking pictures of random stuff around the house, using it for professional photo shoots. I've used it for everything. It's such a versatile lens, and for $1,750 brand new, you can't beat it. I know if you wanted a Sumilux 51.4, that's like, is that half a stop or a whole stop slower? That's probably $4,000. If you wanted to go closer to this and get the Noctilux from Leica, that's 12 grand. I know they have these companies, the TT Artisans. I actually tried the TT Artisans 50 0.95 lens. It was kind of sharp, but nailing focus on that thing was really difficult for some reason. I think it was the calibration. I just couldn't get really usable photos out of that lens. When it was sharp, it was pretty good, but it just wasn't consistent enough for me, so I got rid of that. That one's about $750, so if you can work with that lens, it's pretty good. But this is, the sharpness, the contrast, everything that comes out of this lens is just super, super nice. And it's my favorite lens I've put on, my favorite 50mm I've had yet, my favorite 50mm. Even when I get rid of my M11, which is gonna be happening soon, I'm gonna be adapting this to medium format. That's gonna be really interesting. Having that 1.0 aperture, I wanna see if it'll actually cover the full sensor of a medium format camera. And the depth of field you're gonna get with that is just gonna be off the charts. I freaking love this lens. It's heavy, it's big, so you can see it on the M body. It's kind of, I mean, it's not crazy. If you take the hood off, it's not too bad. It's kind of a chunky boy. It's a thick boy, so you see that element. It kind of, you get a bit of viewfinder blockage when you look through the through the OVF to the rangefinder. You get a little bit of blockage, but it's not, you know, you can still work with it. It's just on the bottom right corner. It doesn't affect your rangefinder at all. It's kind of just outside the 50mm frame lines too, so that kind of works. But this lens, man, please, if you can get your hands on one. I remember they've been back ordered at Camera Quest. Camera Quest is where I buy all my Voigtlander stuff from, brand new. I had to wait a little, I had to keep checking to see when they had them in stock. And as soon as I saw them in stock, I ordered one. It's also ASP, it's also a spherical lens, so it's super sharp, super contrasty. That's a lens, man. I don't know. I haven't really seen a lot of content on this lens or people talking about this lens. It's kind of been under the radar for some reason. I don't know why, because it's phenomenal. I would take this over Summilux. Oh, that's tough. Will I take this over Summilux? I would, because of the faster aperture, honestly, and the shallower depth of field. You still get the sharpness. I wouldn't say it's as clinical as a Leica lens. It's almost there though, and for the price, for $1750 all in, it's phenomenal. I would recommend it. I will keep this lens even when I don't have a Leica system to shoot with. You could just put it on a mirrorless camera. You could put it on a medium format camera. I'm fairly confident that it'll cover medium format sensor, because it keeps up with the 61 megapixels of my M11 very, very well. I've shot everything with it. It doesn't really flare. I've done a lot of, I did some silhouette shots a couple times where I had backlighting. I didn't get any flaring. I didn't get any ghosting. I haven't really done a lot of outdoor photo shoots because of the weather in Chicago. But from what I've done so far, this lens kept up. And I would definitely recommend it. If you're looking for a good 50mm to put on your Leica, or even on your mirrorless cameras, it's a 1.0. If you can deal with manual focus, I mean, these new cameras all have awesome EVFs and focus peaking. I wouldn't do it on an A7C because EVF is tiny, but if you have a nice EVF on your camera, you could manage focus peaking. It's also a really good camera you could put on anything. My M series version is phenomenal. So Voigtlander did an amazing job with this one. You guys need to check out this lens. It's a gem for $1750. I know the Sony f1.2 lens is about 20 something hundred. Even Nikon's is over 2,000. Canon's over 2,000. And those are f1.2s. I know they have autofocus, but manual focus, it's smaller than those lenses. It's not tiny. It can be because of the amount of glass it's moving and carrying. But man, the images that come out of that lens, if you can nail focus on that thing at 1.0, it's breathtaking. And then you stop it down to 1.4 if you don't need, if you need a little bit more depth of field. Amazing. I would put it up next to any Summilux any day, honestly. And I've shot Summiluxes, so yeah, check it out. Tell me what you think. Do you have one? If you have one, let's share the good news with the people. If you have one, let the people know what's up, because this lens, it hits hard. It punches way above its weight. So let me know what you think of the images. I haven't really been able to do as much shooting. It's just winter in Chicago is just slow, man. Everything's slow in the winter time. So, but I'm not gonna be doing a lot of M Leicas for now. I'm gonna be going to all my fashion photo shoots from this point on are gonna be medium format photos. So I'm gonna be excited. I'm very excited to adapt this to my next camera. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you have used this, if you like it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.